first guest tonight is an Emmy award-winning actor, writer, and producer you know from shows like Ted Lasso and Shrinking. He co-wrote and stars in the film All of You, which begins streaming on Apple TV Plus September 26th. Let's take a look.
You know this is going to ruin our friendship.
No, it won't.
It will be the end of everything.
Why?
Everyone we know who's taken the test, as soon as they meet their soulmate, they vanish.
That's not true.
Happens to everyone as soon as they take the test. We've lost too many good people to this bloody test.
They haven't gone to war, Simon.
No, it's much worse. They're in love.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Brett Goldstein, everybody! I'm wonderful. I'm sorry I missed you at the Emmys this weekend. You were nominated for Shrinking. How was your experience?
Well, I've had the experience now of winning and losing.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is when you don't win, you think to yourself, you know what, art, there's no way of quantifying it. Like, you know, everyone's amazing, you know, it's all different. There's no way of really, it's just nice to be here. We're all artists. There's no competition. It doesn't mean anything. And when you win, you go, this makes sense.
You know the thing of, and by the way, I'm only guessing because I've never been on the winning side, but the other thing about when you win, you get to like go away and like do press.
That is the best bit.
Because when you lose, you turn into like audience.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh no, I'm at a show.
I'm at a show where people better than me are doing better than me for hours.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, on a year like this year, it's only an honor to be nominated. You know?
Such an honor. I mean, couldn't be more honored. I mean, could have won, but couldn't.
I will say, and I don't want to make this all about me, but both times, I've been there when you've won. So I think me not being there was a real problem.
You are the hype man I've needed all my life.
Let me hype you on this. This is very impressive. This is a short film you made, over 10 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah, we made this short film.
And then that inspired the feature.
Yeah, and then we made this film about, well, you sort of see it in the clip, but it's a world where there's a test that can find your soulmate, scientifically, 100%. And it's these two best friends, and he gives her money. She wants to pay for this test. He takes her to the clinic to take the test, but I think secretly he's hoping it's him, and it isn't him. I know. It's sorry. And
no, it's sad. There's no other way to say it. It's not just sad. They wouldn't make that noise if it was just regular sad.
And that's just the beginning. But then the film is, you sort of see them every 2 years, and the whole film is just the two of them. You only see the times where they're together. And as time passes and she's now with her soulmate, they're still drawn to each other.
So there's a wonderful actor, Imogen Poots, in the movie. And you had never worked with her before.
Never worked with her.
And yet, I would imagine the casting of this, it's really important to get somebody who feels like a soulmate for the purposes of the film. Did you guys connect? Did you know right away you'd found the right person?
I really did. We met with so many people, because the whole film is so dependent on the thing between us. And we met loads of people, very impressive people. And then I had a Zoom with Imogen, and within 5 minutes, I was like, she's the one. Like, I felt like I'd known her forever, and I was like, this is great, because now we don't have to do any work.
Do you feel like, I would imagine it has to go both ways. Do you think that she was like, I mean, she'd never met you, she'd never worked with you. Do you think she had confidence that this was a good project?
I can't speak for her, but if she disagrees, then I'm insane.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't feel anything. Is there any, like, test you have to be like, this person is going to, like, enjoy my sense of humor or, like, sort of get me?
I do have a test, but it doesn't work with Americans.
Oh.
Because it involves a word that you think is a bad word.
Oh, I know. I know right away what the word is.
So.
Do you want to try it? I mean, we'll just beep it.
I mean, I worry.
I mean, I've heard you. They've all heard you say it.
Yeah. I guess I don't mind it being my brand, but with him, you know, you meet people and you're trying to be, you don't know each other, and it's you have to be careful and you don't want to be rude. But with Imogen, I had a really good vibe with her, and I felt like this is going to work. And if it doesn't, we'll know, and we'll never speak again, and I'll probably get sued. But she said, "Is there anything you want to know about me?" And I said, "Yeah, I do have one question. Are you a massive?" and
I'm jealous.
Thank God she laughed. And,
Now again, I mean, it helps that she's also British, right?
Yes.
You would not venture that with a non-British person.
No, I would never dare.
Have you? I mean, obviously you knew when you came over here that Americans have a different relationship with that word. Does it break your heart that you can't use it as freely as you do in your homeland?
I like to test it out. I mean, it's difficult. I don't know if you saw my stand-up special.
I did.
I am on a mission. I am on the mission.
You're trying to make it work,
Yeah, because-
I mean, look, I will say, like, when I watch people use it correctly,
Thank you.
I have a real jealousy. I'm like, man, that's a real, like, it's a real switchblade. You can
Try
use
it.
All right. Okay, well. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
But again, you're.
Mate, listen, to be clear, we all have different. It means different things
Yeah.
in England. So make it sound nice.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, that's the thing. I like you. I'm
Yeah.
happy to see you. So I would say if you came in a bar, I'd be like, this. Right? And you'd be happy to hear it.
My heart just grew free silence.
Yeah, right. I see. I want to be
Yeah.
able to use it. Make sure you bleep mine as well.
Just keep his.
I got a lot more to ask you. We'll be right back with more
All
from
right,
Brett
okay.
Goldstein. Hey, everybody, we're back with Brett Goldstein. You have a fantastic HBO special that people can watch right now. I was lucky enough to do a panel with you in LA,
Yes.
which is a wonderful night. You filmed it in New Jersey, and there's a wonderful moment off the top where you explain kind of why you did New Jersey, and a lot of it has to do with your name.
Oh, well, I did New Jersey because it's the most beautiful place on earth, and yeah, and also because I wanted to film it somewhere where it was a little bit weird that I was there.
Yeah.
And I know I picked right because everyone, including the people of New Jersey, said, "Why are you doing it here?" But
None of them were like, finally.
Yeah.
They were like, what?
But it's also because my name in England, Brett Goldstein's quite an exotic name in England. Like, no one's called Brett Goldstein, and then I came to here, and I found out that Brett Goldstein, everyone is called Brett Goldstein. And apparently Brett Goldstein is the name of the guy who first fingered you at summer camp. So I found... This is such a rude section. What? Oh,
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's nice. I forgot that was the payoff, but I am happy I am. By the way, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's another thing in your stand-up special which
Uh-oh.
I texted you about, but now I'm not going to ask because I don't want people to think you're just filthy.
Okay.
You all right? So Shrinking. Obviously you kind of got your start as a writer. Shrinking. Ted Lasso. Your stand-up special. This movie. Do you like performing things you've written? Do you feel like that's a nice?
Yeah, I do like to write things I've written because then you have some control of it. But also, I like to write. I've realized sometimes I'm like, oh, I just write. Sometimes I write things I want to do. Like, so I made this film Super Bob, and I've always wanted to be in a gospel choir, and I can't sing, so I wrote this scene where he's in a gospel choir, and so I got to experience it. And on Shrinking season 3, which we've just shot, every week I would pitch in the writers' room. What if they were in a water park? Just because I really like water parks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And if
It'd be good.
if you're shooting there, they'd just shut
They'd
it down
shut
to the
it
public.
down.
Yeah, so you'd have it to your, and then you'd be like, maybe just write one scene in a water park, and then you're
Yeah.
like done for the day, and you're like, should we stay?
But it's not. Tell me, I don't know why I didn't win this fight. I'm like, Harrison Ford and Jason Segel having a really serious, heartfelt thing on a slide?
And you guys don't.
You don't want that?
You don't want that? That's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Do you though? When you're like, all right, so hypothetically, if you're in the Ted Lasso room,
Yeah.
are you somebody who over pitches for Roy or under pitches
No,
for Roy?
I underpitch Roy because I'm aware. I don't want anyone to think I have a favourite. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm always like, yeah, I mean, Roy could do something if you want, whatever, I don't care. But I will. I'm told by Sasha, who's one of our great writers, that she knows exactly what I think of a Roy pitch based on my eyebrows. Because I'll just be like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then someone will say something and I'll be like, she'll be like, he didn't like that one.
It's very nice to have a tell in a writer's room, especially if you're with people who know you. We mentioned stand-up. You were 18 when you started? Is that accurate?
No, it was 18 years ago.
18 years ago. And what were the beginning of your stand-up years like?
Oh, terrible. I mean, maybe I'd like to know yours. The first gig, I thought stand-up would be the scariest thing in the world. So I didn't want to do it for years. I always wanted to do it, too scared to do it. Then thought, I'll do it once, won't tell anyone. And then I can say I did it once.
Yeah.
Did it once. That first gig was amazing. I
Yeah.
think it had so much adrenaline. I think it's the best gig I've ever done. And then I was like, oh, this is it. I got to do it. And then I died on my ass for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that it's so true. So many people I've heard about. And I think even after a layoff, I remember the first show I did out of COVID, right? Like the first time I was in front of an audience again, I was like, oh my God, something happened over this pandemic. I'm the best stand-up in the world. And then I realized like everybody was just so happy to be out that literally it could have been just like a chicken running around on stage and they'd be like, yeah! But it is funny, like how the biggest mistake you can make based on a gig going well is like assuming that it's in any way connected to the next one.
yeah. You're doing it all the time now, right?
I try to get out like 1 week in a month, but
Okay.
it's fun. I really do like it. When you write a new joke that works, there's kind of nothing like it because you get to do it more than once.
It's the best.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to be doing this joke for a year.
I am going to milk this.
I'm going to milk this. By the last time I tell this, I'm going to hate this joke so much, and I'm going to hate all of you for laughing at it. Thanks for being here, buddy. It's always such a pleasure.
So nice to see you.
Congrats on the film.